How you doing, Ralfy? Ralfy Customs. We're on with our Todd that's in the background there. Yeah, I'm going to make a traditional lowrider out of his Triumph. Happy days. Just a quick one. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Consider giving me a sub and consider buying me a coffee. It really does help the channel. So, let's do it. Yeah, we're back with Mr. Nige, that handsome fucker, that nice Mr. Nige, doing a bit of his stuff with the old handmade tattoo machines. Happy days. I'm quite have the luxury look, have a bit of fucking eating in the gaff. Made the camera flicker, that did. I don't think it'll come out that way when it goes up on that there YouTube though. Righto, we have here one of Suzuki's finest 600s. There's some plastic up on the roof, way back there. Not that you'd want to use the plastic because they're a bit fugly, but what a project. Stood for years. You're going to need new discs, but you'd change them anyway on the front. I did the same on the back. I've got the rear calipers, I've got the speedo drive, black box is in there, a few other bits and bobs. I think the airbox is on the roof, but again, you'd want to get rid of that. Could be yours. Get in touch. I need to get rid of it. I've got another project coming in that I'm quite excited about, and this is just sat for the last few years, so let's get it off and get someone making a nice bike out of it, eh? Message me and we'll do it. Right, so we've peeled back the wiring. It's up here. And what I'm going to do, my suggestion is I'm going to drop it by about half an inch or whatever at the back here, so it sits on the wood once we get the shockers off, which is next. I know we need to save this box, whatever it is, but I'm going to then set to with a cutting with a grinder like. Hey, so brutal, it's brutal. Don't watch. If you're sensitive, those of a sensitive nature might want to look away. Yeah, so I'm going to chop it all through here, and I'm going to cut this somewhere in the middle here. I think I'm not 100%, but all this shit needs to come off for sure, so we can get that cut off and then we can look at replacing it with shiny new stuff like freeze it. Have I mentioned it's cold in there? Ooh, got that. Never mind. Get out next time. Nearly there. It's just fucking, the rubber's not great in that. It's tricky because they go hard with it. So there's just a little bit, a little fucking thread, hanging by a thread. Hey, there's your blows, Captain. Ooh, that's left a mark. Alright, so what we now do is we come in with the grinder and the sander off camera, because it's just grinding and sanding, and we'll clean all this shit off. Yeah, and we'll clean this shit off. And we'll clean these ends up and we'll see where we're at, you know, with regard dobbing some frame rails in. The bit I'm not sure about is the front rails. It's going to have to echo the shape of the original bike that we're trying to emulate. I'll flash a picture up if I remember. We need to have some front rails to go. We're going to make some side panels, so we need this sort of affair, which is going to come off here. That's going to be the key. off here, up there to the seat, gives us that classic triangle fucking cheers in with that fender look. There we go. That here, whoosh, sorted. And by the magic of television, there we go, look. So all I've done, I've guesstimated for these. There's no measurement there. I've just chopped them off just where they start to bend, roughly. I'm going to get trimmed up in there, both sides. Not too fussed about cleaning them up completely around here and that, because I could do that when it's stripped down. But we've cleaned this up ready to take the new tubes. A bit of reinforcing is going to have to go on there, I think, because it was double plated and I'm not sure how thick it is. Looking in the hole there, it's not as thick as you'd make it yourself, like, you know, so we'll have to go steady with that. But I am thinking of this kind of arrangement, and then this, and then this for the seat. I need to speak to Todd, see if he wants rails, frame rails, or fucking fender struts. Fender struts on the original, which I'm happy to do. So, I'll probably just do that, eh? Why not? So that's the bare canvas. There's your blouse captain. Move my fucking stand out of the way. Yeah, I'm going to see about the mudguard next, I think. See where that sits. See how well that goes on there, like. There's plenty of room for it. And then look at where the frame rails are going to come, I guess, you know. Righto, you can do a few test cuts. Trying out a new camera mount. See what you all think. Let me know if you like this shot. I'm just going to touch off, and then we'll do a bit of a clean up pass. Bit more of a clean up pass. There's your blouse captain. I need to make some slugs up where the frame rails are going to join. The new frame rails are going to go into the old one, so I'll have a clean up like so, then I'll switch on my DRO. This fucking lamp you can't see, the lamp that's out of frame is in the way, but I'll get a measurement on that, and I'll get a measurement of what I need, and we'll machine it down, eh? That's 29.7 and we want it 27.9, believe it or not. So we'll go 28.9, which is there, and that'll suffice for one load of cuts. Put a bit of goo on. There you go. Always get a bit of smoke, especially when the oil's as cold and thick as that is. So it's going to run along and get that down to within a millimetre. And now we'll go in with the final size to bang on 27.9, more or less. Bang on, more or less. So have a quick measure. Chewing it up nicely. I think we need to swap the tip round. That is, need the fucking light on it. That is 27.9, near as fuck it is to swearing. So, yeah. I'll do. I'll take that all the way down. Give a spring pass, look. I'm going to swap my tip round for the next one. It don't really matter, no one's ever going to see the surface finish here, because it's going to be welded into a piece of tube, but still be nice to get a decent-ish finish. Right, and I've switched the light around. I think that's a bit clearer. I can't get it pointing directly from behind, which should be spot on for you, because it don't reach, the camera's in the way, like, so. Either way, we're going to bore this centre out now, and we want about a 3mm, 4mm wall on this slug that we're making. So it's 28, near as fuck it. So we want to make 20mm hole down the middle. 21 would do, 22 at a push. Not really fussed. I'll just start by going in with my 10mm pilot drill. Always makes things a bit easier. Okay, we've found 21, which should do us nicely. Bit of lube on, and away she goes. Oh yeah, that'll settle in. Lovely jubbler. So we'll get our board out, and then we'll finish it off. As cold as it is, I put the water on it, put some suds on it, because she was smoking. Nice and steady. Treat your workpiece and your kit with care and respect at all times. There she blows, Captain. There she blows. So now we can come in with a chamfer tool. Like that. I can break that edge, so no one's ever going to see it. That surface a quick rough up, smooth off. And now we'll pot that off, spin it round, chamfer the other end, and the job's a good. Here we go on the good ship, oh my god. Let's get that parted off. Oh, there she blows, Captain. There she blows. Okay, and a quick chamfer to finish. So, happy days. Get that out of the way. Slow things down. Just ride in the clutch. Sorted. That's one down. Can't spin it. Excuse me. One to go. Like I said, let me know what you think of the new camera angle. It's a bit in my fucking way, to be honest, but I think you'll see better. Bit of handheld action. And there we have it, look, there's one in. I need to get this paint off. And the other one's, it's a bit tight. And that is because of the deformation. If that tube's not round, it's not properly round. I don't want to hammer this in until I've cleaned this up properly, so I'll get and do that, and then we'll get them tapped in, and then we're ready to start looking at making some frame rails. I guess this is what's bugging me, to be honest. I'm going to join a frame rail on here or somewhere around here, and I'm not happy with it. Not only is this back brake plate itself, the master cylinder, sorry, bad filming, kind of in the way there, like, you know, and a bit of a cunt to get to trim up, because the chain's in the way. I might have to drop the chain if it's got a split link, or not. Even if it's not, I might have to drop the chain. And the same with this. I don't know what that's off, standard side panel or something. I've not got one anyway. I've got nothing that bolts on there. So I will probably get that off, cleaned up off camera, get that off and cleaned up off camera, clean these up with my little air sander, because I can't get in with a big sander, and that'll be ready then to start joining the frame rails. So here, look, normal link, soft link, that's called. You see how the ends of the pins are centre punched? That flares them out and stops this plate from coming off. If you've got a chain splitter, you screw it onto those and the pin pushes those through, you know. But I ain't got that shit. So what I would do is use my sander to sand those flush, and then we can either replace it with a split link, which is what I'd use, or a new soft pin for this chain. Oh, here we fucking go. Oh, I'm glad I'm in the van and not in the fucking car. That'd be a no-go. Hey, things you do for firewood. Look, we've got bags and a rake, and we're having clearing up this. We can't have the logs, they're spoken for, but we can have what we like off that big pile too, so yeah, happy days. Righto, so let's get these seat rails made. We're going to kind of echo what was there originally, only cleaner and lower. We need to keep the shocker mounts about the same width, don't we, so the shockers fit, and then we need to look at a way of adapting it to the rear mudguard. So I've hatched a cunning plan. I've got me two bits of frame tube, and we're over to the bender, and we've marked it out. So they're going to end up about 18 inches long with a bend at 7 inches, and I've worked it out to about 23 degrees roughly, according to my fucking sketchy on the table there. So we can set them in the bender and we can give them a tweak around to 23 degrees, and then we can offer them up and see how well they're going to fit. They need to go from this 2 inches wide box section backbone to 10 inches wide at the back for the shockers, which is a bit shy for the mudguard. So I don't know if I'm going to roll them in. I don't really want to roll them in, like it's not going to fit, so we'll see. But there you go. So 2 bits of tube, they're going to end up about 18 inches long with a bend at 7 to 23 degrees is the plan. So I've ended up at 28 degrees because this line marks the inside of the frame tube. So they're 8 inches apart, one ended up about 10. And then this 2-inch gap marks the backbone. So the outside of this needs to go to the outside of that there, say. And at 28 degrees, we are near as fuck it is to swearing, bob on. So we'll cut that off parallel to this, and then that'll run true on the bike. Do one the same the other side, and then we can go and look at putting them on and where the shockers come and where we're going to end them and so on and so forth, like. So the second one's done. Look, it mirrors the first one. What I do is I put a line at 7 inches where I want the bend to start, and then I mark what's going to become the top of the tube, just with a straight line, just anywhere where that 7-inch mark is, like that. And I'll make sure that that is dead upright in the jig. You can't really see in there, but once you get on it, like, they close up, and you've got a little window there, and make sure the line's in there. Then, you know, when you put it back in, you can get it in exactly the same place. It also helps when you're doing the test one, the first one, if you mark the end where this comes. So a bit of a top tip there. Mark your bend, mark the middle bit, and then mark where the keeper comes, like, and you'll have a bit of repeatability there, won't you? Right, so we've transferred that, we've trimmed those ends, and we've got a dummy bit of 50mm to give us the spacing for the backbone. We've worked out where this needs to be in relation to where those rear rails are going to go up and the shockers are going to mount, somewhere around there. And we've got it all jigged up on the fab table. I'm going to get a few tacks on it now with a TIG, and then we'll offer it up, see what's what, and look at where we've got to chop the end off and where these rails are going to run in. That's done. We've tacked that up, look, with the old TIG. Took us time there because it's all in the details. If our DB is watching, although I doubt it, I think he will be tucked up with that sweet, sweet Mary Jane. What I need to do now is work out the angle of the fucking dangle, and I'm seriously considering put in a bend here, just a little bend. But I'm going to have to do that. I have to operate a separate system for doing that. I'm not going to get on, my bender won't do that. I might warm it up and pull it up, or see if I can do it with my old school record tube bender. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is put a bit of a slopey bend in there using the old hot spanner. So we'll give that a warm. We'll use a fucking cold forming, although we won't be cold forming. Bit of pipe, and we'll give that just a tweak. What we'll do, we'll go as much as we think, and then we'll measure this gap to make sure we've not gone one way or the other. Then we'll mirror it this side, and then we'll lay it down on the bench and measure how much they kick up off the end, if you get me. We can see if they're even, and we'll go from there. And we might have to fuck about and tweak about and get it about right, like, but I reckon we'll be good. Like so. And we'll leave that there, cooling down, and then look at trying it on again, and we'll work out where we need to cut the ends off and cut the ends off. And then we can tack that seat portion onto the frame. Fast forward slightly, and we have the side rails in. We've got to cut these off. I've got to work out where they're going to go. What's next is these front rails, but we need to come around the air filters. So just back out a bit. We need to go from here somewhere up to there, but we need to come out and down to avoid the air filters, which are in a box over there actually. So we'll dummy these on. There we go. We'll dummy them on and see how much room they need, and do the tubes accordingly, I think. And off we go on the final commute of the week. It's been a funny week and a funny return for the new year, like, but keep chipping away, doing what we love, mate. Happy days. So we're trying to get the air filters on. I'll get rid of that clip. Hold on. So we give ourselves clearance with these rails, which I'm not sure about, to be fair, but if you notice, I had this exact same thing with my Triumph. The inlets are slightly ovulated. They're not round, they're oval, which means you've got to force these filters on a bit, and they're fucking tight. They're tighter than a tight thing, tighter than a nun's gusset. So what I do is incorporate the heat technology. I mean, this thing will fucking start fires, this fucking hot air gun, ain't it? 2 kilowatts, that's that's like, you won't believe. And warm it up, so it's nice and soft. Hey, so now it's a bit more pliable, especially in these winter temperatures, and that will help us, hopefully. Sorry for the really bad filming of this segment. I've just got in. Don't ask me, I just got here. Goose, Mad Max, there you go. So we've gone the same principle as the other bit of tube I bent, you saw me do. I've measured down where I want the bend to start on 2 bits of tube. I've just not trimmed this one off. And we've gone for 40 degrees. And I think that's going to get us where we want to be and look quite peachy. So I'll get the other one bent and this one trimmed off. And then we'll look at what we've got to do to make them fit up to the rails that are pre-existing like. So we end up with these blanks, look, if you like, with the 40 degrees. Seemed about best. So we're trying to test fit one. We've trimmed both ends and give it a bit of a notch out. So that's going to fit something like that, and that's going to fit something like that. It sits absolutely tight on that. There's a gap, but I could do with a bit more. So I'm going to put a little bit more of a bend in it. And I'm hoping that kicks it, well, it will kick it off a little bit, like this way. Come this way a little bit. And then we shouldn't be too far off. So I'll take them both back over to the bend, all right? and just give it just a tweak. Just a tweak. So, with a little fettle, look at that fucking, wish that hair of a burr hanging up, look, standing up. Anyway, with a bit of a fettle, we've sussed. We're in, look, it's going to join up there, it's going to join down there, and it's going to miss the air filter, so we'll get a MIG tack on, and we'll see what's what. And there we have it, look. Happy fucking days. You got the golden triangle, look. Misses the filters. I'm just going to replicate it on the other side. We'll get this side one trimmed and in place and tacked in. And then that's the frame rails done, really. I need to cut these ends off. I'm gonna cut these off. Where you focus across here and blend them into an end that's going to go on a plate that's going to hold the shocker. Yeah, and that'll go up inside. It'll go up in here to do this is bigger. That's 1 1/4. That's inch. So we've got 1/4 of an inch, and it will be that 1/4 of an inch that comes out, and something like this with an end that this all comes together wonderfully. That's the plan. And then we come out the mudguard and make some struts, do the backlight, do the rear pegs, and Bob's your fucking auntie. Side panels, a few other bits and bobs. Battery tray maybe, don't know. But we'll get this other rail in this morning, and that'll be fucking happy days. Et viola! Voila! So, we've got those bad boys in. Yeah. And I hope you'll agree, it's looking fucking peachy, that is. Clearance for the filters. And it'll be fucking tougher than a butcher's dog. A lot stronger than what was there, really, because there was only this upright, and then it went off to do its thing, like, there was nothing here. Nothing. So, that'll be fucking great. We'll weld this and blend it. You won't see that join. And so on and so forth. What I need to do is get these cleaned off. Sorry, get these bits cleaned off where the rear pegs were, and get them hangers back on, which I've kept. I don't know where I've kept them. Has anyone seen them? If anyone's seen them, let me know. Are they on the bench? No, they're not on the dolly trolley with the fucking PPE. So, yeah, they've got to be here somewhere, aren't they? I need them. I need to put them back on, but clean them up like so. There we go. Happy days. Aha! The plot thickens. They're still attached. That's why I can't fucking find them. Look, we need these. These are the ones we need. I'll double check with our Todd that is using the standard mounts, the standard pegs, and I will. Yeah. I'm guessing that's solid. And then it goes into a tube, which goes onto that tube, into that tube. Look. If you can see up the hole, there is this pipe, this tube comes through. You can see that just the very end of it showing there, look. So, what I'll probably do is have these off, get rid of this fucker, clean that up, put new tube in, but actually make the joins invisible, like blend it in, and then do the same this end, weld it on, not in. Oh, I won't weld it in actually. I'm quite intrigued by that prospect. But that and the top shocker mounts are the thing that were on my next look. So we're gonna chop the back of the frame off and put the fender on and some struts and these and the shocker mounts. We'll be getting on. So there you go, getting the frame in the shot in the back there. If you like what you see, follow along. You'll see the rest of the progress next week. Give us a thumbs up, give us a sub, check out the merchandise from friends in the description below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Lots of love, everyone.